Interesting that car's turned up, because I was just about to say how quiet and calm and unpolluted by the modern world this place is. Once they're gone, this place is so calm and unpolluted by the modern world. It's so quiet. The air in here is breathtakingly clean and clear. There's no pollution, no smog, no exhaust. It's cooler. It's just beautiful in here. When I first came here in 2017, that's the main gate. When we walked in from Harajuku, that's the main gate there. And when we got to that main gate, that was the first time we realized that it was under renovation. So we could see all the rest of the courtyard, or the compound, or whatever it's called, but all we could see over there was a wall, one of those giant walls that they put up around any old building that they're renovating in Tokyo. There was a picture of the shrine on the front wall, but they were renovating the whole thing, so we couldn't see any of it at all. Thankfully, I'm here today and I can see the finished product. And thankfully, the cloud that was meant to lead to rain has kind of cleared away and the sun's come back. It's funny watching the guards up there doing their job, and they keep getting quite annoyed with Chinese tourists. Chinese tourists have a tendency to do the wrong thing, apparently, because they seem to be the only ones who are doing anything to annoy the guards. We were just here when the drum was beaten. Oh, fantastic. We're here at exactly the right time. It says photography and noise is not allowed, but and of course everyone who doesn't have a clue what's going on comes rushing up, making noise, doing everything the signage says they shouldn't be doing. It is good fun backing away from it though. A sea of people swarming in ahead of me, none of them having a single clue what's happening. All those people out there near the main gate would be like, oh my god, what have I missed? What have I missed? Totally here at the right time. It's a wedding, isn't it? Oh, this is perfect timing. I don't know that we're supposed to be photographing this, but I'm going to anyway. How amazing. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at the bride. That's beautiful. Aren't they gorgeous? And their shoes. Beautiful. Oh, it's amazing. She gets a big umbrella over the top so she doesn't get too hot. She can barely walk in those shoes. Oh, they're beautiful. I wonder who they are. Now we know what all the drum banging was about. They're heading into that little room over there. In the warmer months of the year, like now, this is what Meiji Jingu is like every weekend. A tourist mecca. But they're not all tourists, I don't think. They're locals as well. There's lots of Japanese people here, not all just foreigners. This one's entertaining. I wonder whether she's actually talking to someone. This colourful character over here, it's actually her reflected in her screen. So I wonder who she's talking to. Definition of dance like no one can see you, or dance like no one's watching, because it appears that he's dancing or doing something like dancing, but no one's watching. I'm back in Shimbashi. I'm going to give the staffless standing vending machine restaurant another go. It's Saturday, therefore there won't be any Saturday men standing in there getting pissed and smoking their guts out. If I can't get in there today, I'll give up, I think. I was going to say I'd boycott Tokyo and never come back, but that's clearly not the case. There's only two people in there. They probably won't mind. One of them is smoking, the other is not. Let's go have a look. Hello. Well, that was entirely underwhelming. The website that I read led me to believe that that was going to be a great deal more unique and interesting than it really was. It wasn't even a restaurant per se. The only food in there was some snacky stuff and some tins of something, tinned mushrooms or tinned something. There was no interesting food in there. It was all just beer and cans of stuff and soft drink and cup noodles. That was it. Oh my god. I held out and came all the way here just for that. Well, at least on the upside today, I wasn't hungry. Talk about a unique Japanese experience that was built up in my mind by an overly excited website and then turned out to be absolutely nothing. How disappointing. I thought that would have been really cool. Oh. Oh well. This is suburban Hatsudai. It's a residential area out the back of Shibuya City. It's really nice to be staying somewhere which is not just your bog standard Tokyo station, underground trains, Shinjuku, Shibuya, billions of people. This is more of a residential area. There is an underground railway running right below us. This building behind us used to be part of the above ground railway station that used to be here. This little road used to be where the railway tracks were. All these bits along the side are now park, recreation spaces, playground over there for kids, kind of maintained part of the old station building. It's still there, you know, there's a link to the past. It's a wonderful reuse of space. It's a lovely green, leafy area. You're literally one station away from Shinjuku. So it's super convenient to everywhere you would ever need to be. I think having said all of that nice stuff, there is actually a homeless person sleeping on that park bench over there. It's so unusual to see homeless people anywhere. The rubber food. There's a whole industry built around the creation of all of this plastic food that sits out the front of restaurants. You would swear blind that there were drinks in those glasses and that those dumplings were actually sitting there, and that egg and those noodles with that corn and the pork and the ginger and the beans and the spring rolls and the eggs. It all looks completely real and completely delicious. Whenever did plastic food look so nice? So clearly everything that happens in Hatsudai happens up there. A strawberry chocolate cheesecake whipped with chocolate cream. Look at this. Oh my god, it's even got a little panda bear on the top. How yum is this going to be?
Welcome.
Well, as final days in Tokyo go, it must be said that it is a fairly unstunning day here today. I'm wearing this sweater and the pair of jeans that I wore on the plane on the way over, and I didn't expect to have to wear either of them until I got back on the plane tonight. Unfortunately, it's only 16 degrees and it's pissing down rain. So it's going to be a fairly pleasant day. Most museums and tourist attractions are closed in Tokyo on a Monday, so my choices are fairly limited today, but fingers crossed. I'm going to start with my coffee in a tin, as ever. Why not? And then to give myself a little bit more energy, I'll go with the high energy version of my favorite energy drink. It's not quite as tasty as the original, but it does the trick. When you've got a bit of a head cold and it's wet and cold and raining and bleh. Wet and raining, that's an interesting concept. Wish me luck. Shit, I should come back and get this. Well, that was a pretty annoying way to end what was otherwise a decent trip. Tonight I was supposed to have my premium economy flight that I took as part of the promotion that Qantas sent me. I came to the airport and they bumped me down to economy. They gave me a 2,000 yen voucher and said go off and get some food. I ate before I came to the airport, so I didn't need that. So they rushed around and found the ANA shop and said that the ANA shop would accept the voucher. That was great. So I went and got a whole bunch of souvenirs that I didn't actually need and didn't intend to buy. They've given me 2 economy seats, so at least I don't get anyone sat next to me. They also offered me the option of a $300 refund or a $400 compensation towards my next flight, which is a nice way of them saying, we got you in on the basis of a sale to test out premium economy, which we're then going to take away from you because we've oversold. I know it's a common airline thing all over the world, but I just don't get it. If there are 20 premium economy seats on this plane, why do they sell more than 20 tickets? They were all exceedingly nice in that Japanese way, but the man back there said, unfortunately, I was the last premium economy customer to check in at the airport. I got here at 7:30. It was like 2.5 hours before the flight. You're not going to tell me that every single other premium economy customer was already here, really? So they have 20 seats and they sold 21 tickets. I don't get that, and I'm going to have it out with Qantas when I get home. You know, first world problems, it's not an issue. It doesn't matter. I just think the whole thing of overselling flights is just shitty. Anyway, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. That's just how it's panned out. It doesn't really bother me. It's just annoying. And plus, I really wanted to try out premium economy. I really did. Bummer. The first world problems continue. They just paged me to the desk. She said to me, you're sitting in seat 73A and you have 73A and B, but the monitor doesn't work in this seat. So if you don't want to watch the monitor, you can stay in this seat, or we can move you to seat 53A on a window, but 53B has someone sitting in it. So I basically said, fuck 53A, I'll stay in 73A. I'm not that worried about the monitor, because all of this is just adding to the very extensive communication I'm going to send to Qantas. The customer experience keeps getting better and better. The cabin crew guy just came to me and asked if I was ready for a game of bingo tonight. And the reason for that is this. Old Japanese ladies, as far as the eye can see, once they've gotten over their initial excitement, they should be very, very quiet. In combination with my 2 seats, my view out the window of nothing in particular, this, in theory, should be a reasonably quiet flight. I'm literally in the back row, the very last seat on the left-hand side of the plane, so fingers crossed. Although it's not premium economy as expected, might be alright.